Most of those who are rich and successful get there by running their own businesses. But along with the potential rewards come the risks.
It wasn't until I actually, a few years later, left my full-time employment for this. And the biggest risk there was making sure that I was going to be able to make ends meet. It's as simple as that.
I mean, the rules would normally be out of 10 investments over a 5-year period, 4 will go bust. And another 4 will be lifestyle businesses that generate some form of income. And the remaining 2 will be successful in terms of capital value. That's a general view.
There's a lot of risk because most of the money I've had to invest is in intellectual property, and if you're not going to utilise that intellectual property to generate money, or if no one's interested in it, then you're sitting on a lot of expensive piece of paper, really. So it is a really big risk as an inventor, definitely.
What you take on at the beginning is certainly you put an awful lot of hours in, do an awful lot of travelling, probably as well, and it is all consuming.
I think that there are many risks involved in running a business, and whilst those risks never go away, I think the risks can be minimised or reduced by doing appropriate homework, research, behind the business idea.
The risk people make is they have the wrong assumptions and they assume things either will happen, orders will come in, people will respond in certain ways, and they are the risks which tend to end businesses, and that's where failure often comes from. And the critical thing is like coming on to what would I recommend is research, is finding out what people want and providing it for them and minimising the risks.
So it's very important to look at how the economics of setting up a business works and get as much advice so you can minimise your own risk. And the biggest risk is going to be, of course, that if it doesn't work out, you won't have a job. But if you know that from the beginning and that you've got a fallback plan, then that's okay.
As long as the entrepreneur thinks through, has thought about what those risks are, not just financial and in terms of investment of their time, in terms of their reputation is another consideration. As long as they've thought those through and perhaps ideally have the support of family and friends, they have a support network around them who understand what it is they want to do, I think those risks can be definitely minimised.
The biggest reward for running this business is seeing it grow and change, and for me that outweighs any risk that's possible.
Monetary rewards, it's nice. Can you earn more in the corporate world? I think you probably could, but it's a great deal of fun, and I'm not complaining about the reward side. But you know, we dream about the Aston Martin, like a lot of other people.
I like looking at a Bentley Continental GT and thinking, yeah, this is going to be mine someday. But I think that I really do hope I'm going to make it and be rich in the near future. But I know that it can be a very long process. So, but I think I'm nearly there.
Well, I've been fortunate. I've had a few ideas, and when you've had a great idea, then it's fantastic. It's a fantastic feeling, and then the feeling is actually talking to other people about your idea and for them to get excited. And I'm working on one idea at the moment where as I talk to people, I can see them nodding their heads, and you know that they're getting the idea, and that's a telltale sign that it's going to work because they're nodding their heads. They can see themselves or imagine themselves using that product or service as well, and that's a great feeling.
Unquestionably, to me, the main benefit of starting your own business and running your own business is the tremendous variety that you do. I mean, my job is just the best in the world.
Having your idea in the public domain and people talking about it is a fantastic feeling. It really is. It can't be replaced.
You will put far more hours into starting and running and growing your own business than your friends or your relatives might do who have got a job with another employer. And naturally, you will probably be earning a small fraction of what they're earning. And so you're thinking then, hang on a minute, I am literally earning buttons here and I'm working all hours. What's really interesting is that what might happen in your mid-20s is that you suddenly start, your business starts to become successful, you start to be able to pay yourself more, it may be growing, it's still exciting, and the people who've gone into the jobs, well, they're beginning to stagnate a bit, and they're looking at you and thinking, I wish I'd had the guts to do what you did. And the fun really starts because you've made the investment early on.
The belief I've got in the product is it's just worth the risk that I'm going to take, because I'm not a really big risk taker. I wouldn't regard myself as a big risk taker. The money that I've invested in my product, I didn't have in the first place. I was lucky to get it from my mum when she moved, so it's not like I'm putting my house on the line like a lot of people do, and I've got utmost respect for those kind of people that do that. So I think that my belief is I didn't have anything to start off with, so I'm going to throw everything into it, and then I'll be back exactly where I was 3 years ago with nothing anyway.
When push came to shove, and it was, you know, do you hand back the keys to your company BMW and your company pension scheme and all those cosy benefits that you get in the corporate world, I could live with myself if I tried it and it went pear-shaped, but I couldn't live with myself if I just never had the bottle to do it. So that was it then, decision done.
I really don't think that there's anything to lose. What's the point of not trying? That is my philosophy.